Area D Lab, and on the bench I have a Heathkit HW-16 transceiver. One of the most sought after little transceivers for novices back in the day. Unfortunately, this one isn't feeling too good. I think the filter caps have given it up. Let me show you what it's doing. So I'm just going to show you guys what's going on with this little transceiver. I'm not going to run it long because I don't want to damage it. I'm using a National 183D right now on the same frequency as the transmitter itself. So take a listen. Hear that? I'm going to go over CW mode. This is what you would hear on the air. Not good. So I'm sure the filter caps are bad. It's an older rig. And if you get one of these, assume the caps are bad. Let's take a look under the hood. Top's off. There she is. You can see it's in stock condition, including the original filter caps. So you've got these two guys here. I think they're 50 microfarads at about 400 volts. Then there's a multi-section cap here. Now Hayseed, I understand, makes a cap kit for this. I think it's like $65, $70, something like that. So they give you a new can type cap and of course the individuals for these. But I have elected to make my own. So I built this up. This cap board is going to sit in the same footprint as those original can type caps, right? So I'm going to remove all this. I have to borrow a couple of the resistors from underneath. There's a 7-watt resistor and I think a 5-watt resistor. I have the other two already mounted on board. This is just point-to-point wired on perf board. It should do a great job and it'll save me a lot of money. We'll get the HW-16 going again. I got the bottom cover off, so this 100 ohm resistor here and this 330 are going to be transferred up onto my board. Okay, the other ones that you see hanging out underneath the filter caps, those are going to go away because I've already replaced them. And I also noticed here is a 2x20 microfarad cap that needs to be changed. Then all the electrolytics in the HW-16 will be swapped out with nice fresh ones, and hopefully she won't buzz anymore. So I've got the leads attached to the board. You can see where I have A, B, C, D on there, and I also put some dots on the wires so that I know what A, B, C, and D are. So now I need to bring it in from the top, route these wires through those old holes, and we'll get her connected. New power supply board is installed. I'm going to verify the voltages real quick. This is my high voltage, about 680 unloaded. There's my 300, just walking down the filter caps there, and the last one should be about 150, about 167, so that's good. So everything looks alive. So let's give it a check, listening on the 183D, and see what we did for that signal quality. I also have a watt meter set up so we can monitor the power output. Alright, so first we'll watch the watt meter. I'm on the 0 to 200 scale. Looks like it's dead keying around 50 watts. I should be able to peak that with the tuning. Yep. And I have a power level adjust. Should be able to turn that down and up. Yep, it's good. Now, let's see what it sounds like on the 183. I'm sure it'll have the typical HW-16 warble. So I still hear some warbling, but that may be because it's out of the cabinet. So we may be getting some interaction. But I'm getting full power out, and there's no smoke pouring off of it. So obviously the best thing to do at this point would be able to get it on the air and get a signal report. So here's what the new cap board looks like installed in the radio. I brought up a threaded number 6 screw here. That one has a nut from underneath. Utilizing one of the holes of the original filter cap, these two are self-tapping screws I just drilled, and I have spacers that it's sitting on. Fairly easy to install. Hardest part was just getting all the wiring underneath correct. Let me show you that. So here we are underside. You can see the wiring coming up through the old cap holes. I put this terminal board here to land the wires and other components to, because there's nothing there to support it. Followed the schematic and pretty much just hooked her back up the way it was. So here's the layout of the cap board. You can see where each terminal goes, and that's per the original schematic. So I just took Heath's information, transferred that onto my board to make it easy to hook up. So in case you're wondering which one of the caps was the main offender, I believe it was one of these high voltage guys here. Yeah, that's the one right there. Should be about 50 microfarad at 400 volts. That one is wide open. Let's see if this one survived. Yep, that one's alive. And then we have the multi-section cap. Looks like all the sections of that guy are still trying, but either way, they're old, they gotta go. I've hooked the HW-16 into my main station, so I'm going into the dummy load on my Dentron tuner, and now we're listening on an NC300. So the little guy's back in his cabinet, and a lot of that hum I was hearing in the shop is not there anymore, but there is some funny warble. It's going to have quite the character on the air. Take a listen. Here's on 300. So you guys will know it when you hear it. Alright, so it looks like the little HW-16 is ready for a trial run. You may say to yourself, Terry, what the heck are you doing fooling with that thing? Well, I had one when I was a kid. I always thought they were really cool. So now that I'm an adult and I can afford one, I'm going to put it on the air, whether it warbles or not. And I understand there's some user groups and there's a lot of articles to make this little transceiver really put out the signal. And it is 50 watts after all. So we'll see on the air. I usually hang out on 40 meters around 7.115, 73s. So here's somebody calling CQ on 40 meters, listening on the HW-16. Here we go. W-A-8 J JPC.
He's not hearing you.
He's not hearing me. Bummer. Well, at least I got cheese and crackers.
Are you filming still?
Huh?
Are you filming still?
I'm not filming. I'm doing some digital capture.
Are you doing some digital capture?
Yes. Because there's no film in this camcorder, sweetie. I don't know what to tell you.
I was looking forward to that.
I see. Okay.
Wine and cheese and crackers. I just got it.
I know. Alright, I'm going to try it again. Here we go. All right. First contact, Marsh.
Yay!
Ask him if I had chirp. We'll see what he says. It's a solid copy. Alright, got through it. That was a rough one, but she's working. Smelling nice and hot. That was a lot of fun. It's good to see you working again, huh, sweetie?
Yes.
Right, Joe.